Let's talk about the Balkan problems, which is one of a topic of the chapter Nationalism in Europe. The Balkan problem is very important in the sense that it was one of the factor that was responsible for the occurrence of First World War. So in determining the political occurrence of Europe during the period of 20th century, Balkan problem also was one of the factor. See, before understanding the Balkan problems, let's deal with the term nationalism. First of all, we should know, because this nationalism, the concept of nationalism is related with Balkan problems, and it was this concept of nationalism which has created Balkan problems. Nationalism is a mental attachment of the people towards a nation. It is a strong sense of a feeling of patriotism towards one nation. Okay, it's a love for one's nation. It is a uh, feeling of love and affection towards one's nation. We all know about it. But many of us, they sometimes considered both nationalism and patriotism a same concept. But this is not completely true. Patriotism is different from nationalism. Patriotism, see here the difference is that it is the love someone feels for their country that is based on the idea that this country itself is good and that good people live there. And nationalism is the love and affection for one's country, but it is based on the idea that this particular country is better than all the rest. So that means that patriotism is a feeling of love towards the nation. Okay, but it does not creates a feeling of hatred towards other nation. On the contrary, nationalism is a feeling of love towards the nation, but that feeling is so intense that sometimes it develops the feeling of hatred and disaffection towards other nation, and this is not good. And it is this nationalism which sometimes become intense nationalism, which is also called as militant nationalism or narrow nationalism, and it become a cause of conflict between the countries of the world or among the countries. Okay, so patriotism, we should become patriotic, है ना, rather than nationalist. And if we are nationalist, we should develop the feeling of affection towards other country also. But during the period of 20th century, the feeling of narrow nationalism, extreme nationalism, intense nationalism was growing among the people in different countries of the world. Okay, see, extreme nationalism, this nationalism is not good for the maintenance of peace and harmony in any country or in the world. Extreme nationalist, if one is an extreme nationalist, he believed that prestige of the nation was more important than liberty or freedom. That means that you have to wholeheartedly support the state. Even the state is not working for you. Even the state is not working for your welfare and development. You have to be committed towards the nation. So extreme nationalism believes in the establishment of totalitarian states like that of the Nazi state of Germany and the fascist state of Italy, as well as the empire of Japan. They all were the extreme nationalistic empire. They glorified war and military power. They thought they should be able to take over any country they wanted. They accepted even racism as natural and normal. See the conversation between the two pigeons. What are the other words for extreme nationalism? The other that pigeon is replying, extreme patriotism. What is extreme nationalism? Stands for extreme patriotism, Calvinism, xenophobia, jingoism, militarism, belligerence, etc. So Nazism, the ideology of Hitler, fascism, that of Mussolini. Okay, what were these feelings? They all were the form of extreme nationalism, and it was the existence of this extreme nationalism which has plunged the world into the First World War as well as into the Second World War. It was because of this intense nationalism that we find the destruction of our world through the wars. And it was this extreme nationalism which has created problems in the Balkan also. How? Let's see. First of all, let's talk about what are Balkans. Balkans is a group of countries lying in the southeastern Europe. See the map. The countries, the group of country, Balkan is not a name of a country. It is a group of countries that are bordered by the Adriatic Sea in the northwest, Ionian Sea in the southwest, Aegean Sea in the south, and Black Sea in the northeast. See, look at the map carefully. You will find that the group of countries surrounded by water from all the three sides, Adriatic Seas, Ionian Sea, Aegean Sea, and in the northeast we find Black Sea. And Romania, Bulgaria, Albania, Greece, Macedonia, Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia, Montenegro, Slovenia, these are the Balkan states. And there is one common feature. There is one common feature which all these countries share. And that is historical. They are having the same historical background. How? See, all the Balkan countries at one time were under the political control of the Ottoman Turkish Empire. Okay, all the Balkan countries were under the control of the Ottoman Empire, which was founded at the end of 13th century in northwestern Anatolia, Asian Turkey, by the Turkish leader Usman I. Usman I, and because of this person, the empire's name was Ottoman. The Britishers pronounced Osman as Ottoman. That is why it became Ottoman Empire. So the Ottoman conquest of Balkans began in 1362 when the second Ottoman ruler Orhan, he captured Adrianople, which was one of the region of Balkan. And from there, after the capturing of Adrianople, we find one by one all the states were captured by the Ottoman empires. In 1389, Serbia, Bulgaria, see, I have mentioned the years also. In 1453, Constantinople, the capital of Byzantine Empire. In 1463, Bosnia. In 1482, Herzegovina. In 1499, Montenegro. One by one, all the Balkan states fell under the control of the Ottoman Empire. But these Balkan states, although they became a part of the Ottoman Empire for many decades, but they were not satisfied with the rule of Ottomans. They did not like to be controlled by the Ottomans. They did not like to be ruled by the Ottomans. Why the Balkan states were not satisfied with the rule of Ottomans? Because first of all, the Ottomans has developed the military government. They did not adopt any reformative measures for the development of the Balkan states. A large number of the Christians were persecuted by the Ottoman rulers. Most of the Balkan states were Christian states and the Ottomans were Muslims, so there was a religious differences, and the Ottomans persecuted Christians in the various Balkan countries on large scale. Then there was also the feeling of nationalism among the Balkan states that once we were independent, but now we fell into the clutches of this Ottoman Empire. So they want the reassertion of their independence. So these were some of the factors which created resentment among the people living in the Balkan countries, and they started craving for independence. So by the early 20th century, see, the Ottoman Empire became weak. They are unable to perpetuate its domination over the Balkans, and taking advantage of the weakness of Ottoman Empire, uprising started in many of the Balkan states, and most of it were successful. One by one we find Serbia, Greece, Bulgaria, Romania, Montenegro, they regained their independence, and this precipitated the disintegration of the Ottoman Empire. After the disintegration, the problem arises in the Balkans after the independence, after their independence. Okay. In other way, we can say that the dismemberment, disintegration of the Ottoman Empire made the whole Balkan region very explosive and conflicting. Okay. So when the Balkan states gained independence, then after the problem started. Why? What were the problems? See, the Balkan states, they were jealous of each other. They were jealous of each other, and they hoped to gain territory at the expense of other. Okay. So after getting independent, the Balkan states were started fighting among themselves. And the great powers at that time, the great powers of France, Britain, Austria, Russia also started interfering in the Balkan affairs, and this further added fuel to the fire. This further complicated the crisis, complicated the situation and aggravated the Balkan crisis. So what were the interests of the big powers in the Balkans? See, Russia wanted to control the regions around Black Sea. Britain wanted to check the Russian influence in the Balkans, and they sought the integrity of the Ottoman Empire. France wanted to strengthen its position in the region of Lebanon, Syria, Israel. Austria also wanted the existence of Ottoman Empire to counter the Serbian influence in Bosnia. And Germany also hoped to acquire some colonies or some states from the bankrupt Ottoman regions. So these were some of the factors that attracted the attention of these big powers towards the Balkans. Now see one example how Balkan problems created the condition for First World War. See, after the Russo-Turkish War of 1877, the Congress of Berlin was held. One war took place between Russia and Turkey, Ottoman Empire, and Russia in 1877. After this war, Turkey was defeated, and the Congress of Berlin, a conference was held in Berlin by the great powers of England, Russia, France, and Austria. In this conference, the province of Bosnia and Herzegovina, which was claimed by Serbia, was handed over to Austria for administration only. Okay, one province, one state of Bosnia, one Balkan state, Bosnia, which Serbia considered to be his state. This Bosnia-Herzegovina was given to Austria for administration only, and this was highly resented by Serbia. Serbia did not like it. Why? Because Serbia considered Bosnia to be the part of his state. So Bosnia was given to Austria only for administration. But what Austria did in 1908, defying the provisions of Berlin Congress, Austria occupied Bosnia. Now Austria was only given the right to administer. Okay, but in 1908, Austria annexed Bosnia completely, and this was highly opposed by Serbia. Okay, this created animosity between Serbia and Austria. Okay, now this annexation of Bosnia by Austria angered the Serbian nationalists, and finally one person, he was Serbian, namely Gavrilo Princip. He killed the Austrian Prince Archduke Ferdinand. Austrian Prince Archduke Ferdinand was killed by one Serbian, and he not only killed Austrian Prince Archduke Ferdinand but also his wife Sophie on 28th June 1914. And this assassination became the immediate cause of the First World War. Okay, if you will go through all the causes of the First World War, okay, the last cause was the immediate cause. What was the immediate cause? The murder of this Austrian prince by a Serbian. Okay, so there was a great feeling of hatred among the people of Serbia towards Austria as Austria occupied Bosnia. Okay, due to this Bosnia case. So when that Serbian nationalist killed Austrian princes, Austria declared war against Serbia. Okay, Austria declared war against Serbia, and in this way other great powers who were supporting Serbia and Austria, they also clashed with each other, and thus began the First World War of 1914 to 1918. So Balkan problem could not be considered as the only factor. There were other factors also that were attributed to the First World War, but Balkan problem was also one of the significant causal factor of the First World War. Okay. Thank you.